Never. I am just going to turn you down ever so slightly, though. Can everybody just do a mic test just in case?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you froze then. Sorry, Ben. Now you're too quiet. Ugh. Anyway, a solid 9 dicks out of 10.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. How are we all today? My name is Bendy. I am the Admiral Idiot of this grand podcast. Who is this over here or this way? I'm not really sure how it is. Oh, it's up now.
I'm going to assume that's me. I'm Nell. I am the general idiot of the podcast waves. Except I'm not on waves. I'm on land, but that's fine.
On the airwaves.
Hey.
Down here, at the bottom, underneath us, you.
Me. Hello. I'm Tempest. I am the martial idiot to the up there. Where things
So, dog snoot.
Yes.
Dog snoot there.
Yes, we have a guest.
Little guest.
Best guest
I say
ever.
guest, like that's where he sleeps. So it's like we're invading his
To take
privacy.
over? You want to take over the hosting of this podcast? Because you've probably got more energy. Do you?
Probably get more views than us.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm trying to get him to come over. He's told me to fuck off. So
Yeah, I mean, to be fair.
If
I was sleeping and somebody come and tried to annoy me to be on a podcast while I was sleeping, I'd probably tell them to fuck off as well.
That's because I haven't got food.
Again, no difference.
Need food to get me to do anything.
Come on.
Literally.
He's done. Don't bother, mate. He's so old. Trying to get up is hurting him, so I won't bother.
Oh.
Oh. Well, we know he's there. His little snoot.
You can see his little face. Hang on. Well, it'd be easier if I should do that.
I did it. Oh, look at his face.
Goodness.
Stop pimping me out to your podcast, friends.
Yeah. Remember to put hashtag dogs, hashtag pets in the description today, yeah? So we can get those views.
Yeah. This is a dog podcast now.
Yeah.
Not that you can see that now. But we talk about games. We talk about news and we talk about games that we've been guys. We've got a mutual game this week.
We do. Although I would like to point out the other game that I played. I finished Stray, so that was about a cat. So actually, this is about pets now.
This is just.
He's moved into
this, I was
position,
talking
so he's
about-
fully there now.
He did a big old yawn.
He's now
Bring
going to
a-
proceed to lick himself the entire time. So.
Mate, if we could, we would.
Bring Holly up. But she's sleepy. She's kind of bald because they shaved her belly.
Aw.
So we got a cat over at the top up here. Nettle's got a cat. We got a dog snoot down there, and I got a little weasel. Actual weasel though. I've got a ferret. Anyways, they're not pets.
No.
What we've been playing, guys? What have we been doing?
Just told you.
Let's talk about what we did on Saturday.
Yeah,
anyone-
boy.
We were streaming it, and we played As Dusk Falls. We did it on stream, all of us
Together. It was mayhem.
It was absolute chaos, and I loved every moment of it.
It was brilliant.
What are our thoughts and feelings on that, and then we can talk about single games that we've been playing.
So, as of when I finished Stray, I called that my game of the year, and then we played As Dusk Falls on Saturday, and that's overtaken Stray for game of the year. So, congratulations, guys.
As That's funny. That's literally what I was saying as we finished playing the first chapter of Us Dos Falls. Because I also finished Stray this week.
Basically, 10% I haven't played anything other than what both of us are playing.
That's pretty much my list. I played and finished Stray, and then we played the first half of As Dusk Falls, so I'm done.
Such a shit podcast. We played the same games.
No, it's a good podcast because we're playing new and up-to-date games, not games that are 4 years old and adding them to our games of the year.
It was an experience. Like I thought it looked quite interesting, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm not sure about this art style. I'm not sure about how that's gonna translate, but bloody hell, it looked so good and played so well, and just the trees at the end of the chapters, like where you've clearly made mistakes. We made mistakes. I still think we should have made.
Excuse me, we.
E?
Yeah, overriding all the time.
You got somebody killed with your overriding, okay?
No, I didn't. I did not override that one.
Who did then?
I did not. I think it was Andy.
Oh, of course it was Andy. For fuck's sake, Andy.
Andy was overriding by mistake. He was pressing the wrong button.
All fairness, I did exactly the same thing the first time I overrode. I think it worked out really well. I don't know.
I mean,
we very quickly realised when we made mistakes because, like, the story progressed so quickly. We were like, oh, fuck. We shouldn't have done that.
Well, obviously, we're not going to spoil anything story-wise because it is a very much brand new game and we don't want to just go into that thing. We are only halfway through ourselves. We're going to do a second session in the next couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Get it finished.
I need to know the ending.
But, like, as Bendy was mentioning, like the art style and stuff, it's like almost like a painting story. So you're watching
a watercolor paint over of live footage.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that it's not flowing. It's like
stop motion, yeah.
Scene by scene, yes, it's stop motion. It's like, but I still got engrossed in the story because
absolutely.
I think it was done.
Looking at these faces, like I don't know.
It was done really well with the action sequences as well. It didn't feel like it took anything away from the fact that you realised something was happening.
Yeah, because I think as soon as an action sequence started, your multiple like quick time events started, and when you're playing with more than one person, different people have to do the different quick time events, which got everybody hyped up, and everyone was like, panic everywhere.
You're paying attention.
It's you can have up to 8 people making these decisions as well. And we played. We had 5 of us, so that was manic enough.
It was so fucking quick.
But,
there wasn't that many deadlocks or anything like that, but
we were lucky. Yeah,
number of people.
Yeah,
so,
I suppose if you're playing with 8 people, that could really fuck it up.
I mean, in general, they give you like 3 options anyway, don't they? So
yeah.
I think they kind of try and make it so there isn't a deadlock as best as possible.
I do think there is more hidden answers. Like if you wait a longer amount of time, I think other things will come up.
Because that's what we noticed, wasn't there? We like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we should choose this," and then we're like, "Then we choose this," and then another one came up, and we were like, "Ooh, what do we do?"
I was watching someone streaming it yesterday. They'd only played like the first chapter of the book. They were on the 3rd part yesterday, I think, when I was watching it, and they actually made some different decisions to what we did. So I got to see a different point of view from what we decided, and it was quite cool seeing like that side of things as well. Because like I won't give it away here. I mean, obviously, if you two
But I
want
want to know.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
We
after
can't.
if you
Yeah.
want, but like, it was just. I was like, oh, like this is interesting because like, it's like most decision-based games. You always end up getting to the same point. It's just how you get there, kind of thing. Like, but yeah, it was quite good to actually see what the other side of the coin was for like the choices that we made. So I'll go for it later if you
All
want
of the wrong ones.
if you want to know. But
Yeah, we clearly chose all the right ones. Everybody else chooses wrong.
We should protect Vince with everything. Vince should live forever. We love Vince, but his dad can fuck off.
oh, Jim.
Jim
Jim.
boy.
He's Bruce, though, isn't he?
He's Bruce. Do you reckon he's Bruce?
No, Bruce is the
He's
dog.
Bruce.
Oh no! Why would you go there?
I mean, I think we can all agree that Michelle's a whore. So
Bitch.
anyway, moving on. Before I get us completely banned.
I
from
reckon we
YouTube.
should have made dessert first, though.
We made dessert, so everything's fine. No, it genuinely was a very well thought out, well paced story narrative game. And I say it's my game of the year, but obviously that's with the caveat that if you don't like story narrative games, you're not going to like this. It is a very story narrative game. That's it. If you expect to go in and go, you're not going to get it. It's not that kind of game. If you don't like story narrative games, you're still not going to like this one because it's fundamentally the absolute what it is a story narrative game. Stop trying to play games you're never going to like is my point in this.
I mean, I would tell everyone to give it a go because I think even those that enjoy like the action and stuff would get something out of this. But
Just like watching a movie, isn't it? But you're making decisions.
It's
Very cool looking movie.
It's very good at keeping the suspense going, considering like you are watching stills for pretty much the entirety of the thing. Like the most animated thing we saw in it was the car and some fire. So yeah, I would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah.
And the amount of choices that you can make in that game.
Oh, it's
like
huge.
We looked at one of the tree. We made a choice and we went through all this stuff. If we'd have made a different choice, we'd have literally skipped half of the chapter. It'd have cut out so much stuff.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's free on Game Pass, which is the only thing you need to know. It's free on Game Pass, so you might as well, unless you don't like story narrative games, in which case you're not going to like it.
I think they get the point then.
I am putting my foot down.
Has anybody played anything else? Because I haven't. So
played Stray.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't played it when we recorded last week, but I've played it and completed it since then.
And video playthroughs on Tempest B's YouTube channel. Go and check him out at Tempest B on YouTube.
while we're at it, why don't you score channel and the Unnamed game and just come and speed run?
That was just a load of drunken mess. I didn't understand. You got it right at the wrong moment then.
Yep. Curse you, technology. I can't.
And it's really messing me out. So let's just carry on.
Okay.
So you played Stray Plus.
Yes.
It's played through Stray on YouTube.
It took me less than 5 hours to get through.
Yep.
I'm annoyed I missed a couple of the memories.
Amateur hour that is.
But yeah, but I mean, it's easy enough to go back and do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But, I thought story wise, I was like really like dragged into it from the start, trying to learn because you kind of you go from the outside world as this cat into this dark and dingy underground city filled with robots. All the humans have died. And you're basically learning the story of what's happened, like why they're locked down in this certain place. And you have to make your way through different tiers of the city to eventually get out again. And it was so good. Like, puzzles are really well made. And even it's weird because like they're all bots and they've all got the same kind of like square screeny faces and everything. Like, they look like Game Boy faces. It's really cool. But they've all kind of got personality.
It's really good how they managed to do that because they don't speak English or any, humanoid language. It is binary bit language. That the noises come out of them. Yeah. But you instantly fall in love with them. Like,
it's like even their mannerisms.
Yeah, there's this one robot in the lower city who is a musician that you have to find music sheets for, and she's so cute. And then you get to cuddle up next to her while she's doing it. She's gonna be a cat. It's so good.
Yeah, you can literally scratch the shit out of wallpaper. I tripped some people over in the city.
Yeah, that's fun.
First time I did it was an accident.
Yes!
He just walked over me. I went, oh, okay.
I think everybody I've seen.
You can do the cat thing where you can just push things off.
Yes, you can.
I was pushing paint tins off of everything.
Huge case of beer over the top of somebody's head.
Yeah. I think it was excellently made, and that even still, considering it's almost like a puzzler kind of almost walking sim as such.
Yeah.
There is still action in this that kind of gets you a little bit on edge at times.
A little bit. It was giving me anxiety.
But like, I think this like Stray had like a bit of everything that you could ever want, and like I said, I was prepared to have put that down as like my game of the year. Like the game that released in 2022, obviously, kind of thing. And then fucking that's full just comes in and goes off. I'm having it. Literally walks in while the cat is pushing a tin off the table. It pushes the cat off the table and goes, "This is my place."
Bitch.
Vince walks in, pushes the cat away. So he doesn't walk in. He just like moves. He just moves in like.
Just frame by frame into.
Yeah.
Goes,
but yeah, it's one of those incredible situations where two indie games have come out in a very short space of time and have both done incredibly well. Stray has done slightly better in the metric scores than As Dusk Falls has done, but I am not entirely sure whether that's simply because As Dusk Falls isn't out on PlayStation. I think it's an exclusive to Xbox, considering Xbox published it.
Yeah,
but Stray is just PlayStation Steam, though, isn't it? So.
And
yeah,
PC,
so
yeah.
They both have exclusives in theirs. I think with Stray, from what I've been seeing, is that people that don't game want to play Stray.
Yeah.
Because of the cat.
You can be a cat.
People want to play Stray.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people that don't usually game, or their game is really, really casual.
Yeah.
Absolutely loving this game. And people buying PlayStations just to play Stray, which gives it, the
fact that people have been able to find PlayStations to buy to play Stray is the most incredible part of that sentence, but
someone buy me a PlayStation, please.
Fund to buy Bendy a PlayStation will be going up in the Discord channel. No, I'm joking. Or am I?
No, I would not expect anybody to buy me a PlayStation.
I'd be expecting people to buy Bendy a PlayStation. I already have one, but
See, now, if I'd have known, but when I got my PlayStation 5, I'd have sent you my PlayStation 4 before I sold it. I'd just let you have it.
It's fine.
But I did. We weren't doing this then.
I didn't even know.
So really, what way to get yourself fun.
What you're saying is it's my fault for not introducing you earlier and making this happen earlier. I get it.
100%, yeah.
Fuck you.
You did this to me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I mean,
if
your PlayStation.
Andy, could I have one of the test PlayStation 5s, please?
Andy, please.
It's
For Bendy.
For Bendy. For Bendy.
Uwu.
For me.
This is not very good for people that are listening. The two fingers with the fingers touching the index fingers touching each other with the cutest little thing ever. Anybody who does this looks cute.
Sorry, if you listen to this particular portion and you're hearing us going for me and you don't know what that means, get off the fucking tube, okay? You're not allowed here anymore. We don't want to associate with you. For me?
This is gonna be the thumbnail.
It is.
Yes. And then everybody will watch.
Pictures of people doing this for a podcast. For a podcast. For me.
Anyway, let's get back to the because people do actually listen. Sorry, you guys. Basically, these two have loved Stray, and we've all loved As
Dusk Falls.
Very, very good. Anybody, any other things, or is that just all the time?
That's it for me this
Pretty
week.
much it, yeah. Pretty much it.
Play
Slow
Fallout
gaming week.
76 too, as usual. I mean, we played the best ones, so...
And they're like literally so up to date. They're only a week old, so you know. We're doing our jobs.
We're actually relevant.
Yeah.
Not playing an Assassin's Creed game that's 7 years old.
15 in my
Or even
case.
after. It's Annapurna Interactive that did Stray, right?
They are the publishers. The developers were HK something or other. I can't remember now.
Well, make a ferret one.
The sequel to Stray.
It's the same.
Well,
it's the
I
same
mean,
thing, you just make them a bit longer. That's what you need to do.
I can't even begin to tell you how odd it would be for a cat to just be made longer in animation terms.
Oh my god! Have you? I saw
Easy breezy.
I saw a TikTok where people have modded Stray. And
with
the cat you
Jason!
play as is Garfield.
Oh, is it?
The cat
Does he
you play
hate
as is
Mondays?
Garfield. One of the other cats you meet at the very beginning of the game is Cat Dog. And like the little parasite creatures that try to hurt you, they were Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh god, why is it always Thomas the Tank Engine?
It was like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever.
One of the earliest mods that somebody had managed to do for Stray was, instead of the cat meowing, it was what's-his-face from Heavy Rain shouting for his child in that horrific...
Jason!
Yeah, Jason! Which is both hilarious and probably slightly irritating for the CEO of... because they were originally... The CEO and creative director of Interior Night used to be at Quantic Dream and made Heavy Rain. So that's probably really aggravating.
Should we spoil who the origami killer is?
Was it your mum?
Spoiler alert.
No, it was definitely Joey.
It was Jason!
Jason!
Jason! Shut up, Jason! That's another TikTok which I haven't really favorite.
Oh, we are not a proper gaming podcast. Jason?
I mean, we've only got 15 listeners, it's fine.
Jason.
People don't come in for actual
Jason.
news, though.
Jason.
Jason!
Jason?
Jason?
Jason.
Jason Derulo.
Speaking of...
Jason Derulo!
Desperito?
Despacito.
Despacito?
Okay, we've got to stop now and get back on track.
I don't know relevant things.
Quick, get back on track.
What are we talking about again?
Well, we were talking about no one comes for the news, but that's our next segment. So news?
Jason?
Question mark? Jason? That's the news. Jason's the news. Nettle, what's your news?
I go. So, yes, sorry. Got the news face going on.
Jason? I'm sorry.
So, we have had another study into the effectiveness on gaming on people's well-being. The 2020 study, 2020? Yeah, 2020 study that came out suggested that it was good for you. It helped people get happy. There's been another study by the Oxford Institution that did that study, but now with a far bigger selection of people. And they didn't go so far. It was just happiness. It was also if it made you do other things as well, as we've heard a lot in the media recently. Gaming apparently is a terrible thing that makes people kill each other. However, the study has said that not only is this completely untrue, there are no links to it. There's no links to people playing games, going out and doing mass killings or making them depressed or unhappy. But it also says that it cannot now find a link between playing games and making people happier. Listen, obviously this is a social study, so it's not exactly going to be perfect with regards to what the outcome is, but they saw no noticeable impact on whether it was making them happy. It wasn't any likely. It was likely or dislikely. It was neutral. Of course, the BBC have clamoured onto that, saying, "See, games don't make you happy." Of course, that's not what the study is actually saying at all. It's just saying that it's not more likely to do it unless you pour a lot of hours into it.
It's good that it's come out and said it doesn't lead to violence. That's great. That's a great part of the study.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see how other media affects people's well-being, because it's an escapism, right? Escapism we use to make ourselves happier, so we don't have to live our own shitty lives or whatever. So I would be interested to see how, like, going to the movies or watching films or watching TV series, how they affect people's well-beings, because it's the same principle, isn't it? It's like you watch a show because you like a show.
Yeah.
And you want to know what happens to that. And you play a game because you want to carry on the story of the game. So I kind of want to call bullshit a little bit, but that's my own personal perspective, because I know that games, especially when I'm playing with friends, make me a whole lot happier.
What they're saying in cases like that is they can't conclusively prove if it's the game doing that or the fact that you're playing with your friends. And they have stated that the basis of the study is basically if players were playing because they wanted to rather than because they felt compelled to or they had to, they tended to feel better. So it's that thing of if you want to do it and you are doing it, it will make you feel better. But if you're pushed into doing it and it wasn't what you wanted to do, it's not necessarily going to make you feel better or happier. You will just feel like the same thing.
Well, that makes sense, because that's the same as anything, isn't it? Like, you're really enjoying a book, but you just don't feel like reading that day. And you reading it is not going to make you any happier because you don't feel like reading, or you don't feel like going out with friends and stuff, even though you could feel better, but you just don't want to go out, you know. I guess it's just the situation that you're doing it in, or you're doing it under.
And again, they've stated that, like, there's some great quotes here. As the lead scientist just contrary to what you might think about games being good or bad for you, we found there was pretty conclusive evidence that how much you play doesn't affect your well-being whatsoever, or the changes in your well-being. Up
or down.
Yeah. So
that makes you angry.
As I say, like, the BBC have caught on to it going, see, it doesn't make you feel any better. But what we need to take out of this is pretty conclusive evidence that you cannot blame video games for mass shootings and shit that happens just because they decided to play Call of Duty for 2 hours the other day. It clearly isn't that. There are other things that need to be, and of course this is majoritively, pointing the lens at America, which just wants to blame everything on video games if it can, instead of, actually banning your weapons. But yeah, it's like perfectly good study. It shows clearly that there's no effect to people's mental health or well-being playing video games on either end of the spectrum. So stop blaming video games for every shitty thing that happens just because they happen to play video games. How about you look at their mental health to begin with?
The 70s, right? That's when most serial killers were prolific. Didn't have video games in the 70s. So it's not video games. Do you know video games don't kill people? People kill people? Maybe that's it. Maybe we've just solved it.
So what you're saying is ban people.
Ban people.
Just fuck ban people.
Ban them all.
Don't let them live anymore. Fucking shit anyway.
I think this does. Sorry. Oh, the end of the day. No, I was saying I think this also probably needs to lead to a conversation with gamers in general, where they do sit there and go, gaming does help my mental health. It makes me so much better, la-di-da-di-da. And then 2 weeks later, they're in a pit of despair again because, it can make you feel better to a certain extent. It can take your mind off things, but there's a certain amount of things that you need to get looked at properly, and your mental health is one of them. Do not leave video games to make your mental health better. It can help, it can distract you, but it will never ever make it better.
We've spoken about this actually in the past as well, though. Too much video games probably isn't healthy for you as well.
Well, I think it's probably the fact that too much of anything isn't healthy for you. So if you were to spend 24 hours gaming, that's not good for you. If you were to spend 24 hours in a cinema, and I have, that's not good for you. If you spend 24 hours eating, also not good for you. It's a moderation thing, guys. We've been seeing... Your mum and dad say really shitty things, but when they say everything in moderation, they actually were correct.
Too much TV will make your eyes go square.
Actually proven to be statistically impossible. But yeah, that's my news for the week. Is some great research that was done to prove and disprove some stuff has been taken completely out of context by the BBC. Who would have thought it?
So what we should learn from this, our news today, because we do give good news, and we are a professional podcast or some bullshit. Everything in moderation. Only do things if you want to do them when they make you happy. If you don't want to do them, don't force yourself to do it. And
don't listen to the BBC.
Get therapy if you need it. If you're unhappy and you're struggling with life, honestly, go see a professional.
Take the first step.
Better than sponsor. It might be them, but we'll never have a sponsor. So.
I mean, yeah, we're obviously in no way are we pulling down the fact that it is not as easy as just to go to your doctor and go, I need some mental health therapy. They will literally be the bullshit. But it's getting to the point where you need to be able, you're getting to that step. You need to take the first step. Even if it takes a while, the first step is the one you need to do. It's always the hardest. It's even harder when you live in the NHS, but, we have what we have. So just try. There are some great services online with professional health people that you can text. There's obviously Samaritans. There's a whole heap of charities. Take the first step and talk to somebody. Don't rely on an interactive piece of media to help. Seek professional help.
In the chat,
Yeah.
not in the chat. I'm gonna put some links down below of like places where you can go.
Yeah.
And just, if you need help, get some help, guys, because we loved you. We like you to listen, and we want you to live your best life.
We want you to tell us how shit we are as podcasters, and you can't do that if you're no longer with us, so. That was my news.
Got any news?
I do. And I literally only heard from everything you said there was any news.
Any news?
And I assume that wasn't me. So I do have some news. speaking of video games that get blamed for violence, we have some news on GTA 6. So this is pinch of salt, reportedly. They've been working on it since 2014, apparently, which is a long time.
Sure.
But initially, they wanted it to be like an absolutely ridiculous sized map. It was basically going to encompass like all of their environments they've done through all of the games, but it seems like after looking into it, they've decided to go back to Vice City. So that will be your setting for GTA 6. Again, this is all rumored from a report by Bloomberg. Drop some names. And there will be 2 playable characters. So obviously in GTA 5, you could switch between the 3 to do different parts of the story. This one's going to have 2, but one of the main characters you play, one of the main protagonists, will be a Latina. So, what now?
Latinx, I believe is the term. I don't know. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
But that's cool. I like
yes,
that.
So yeah, I think it's the first time that a female character will be a lead character or playable character in a GTA game. If I'm correct, I think they've all been male up until this point. So it's quite funny though that in GTA 5 you had 3 lead characters you can play from, and they still were male. But obviously, you shared something earlier as well about them changing their.
They've had a complete restructure, and the ethical, like the new people coming in have redone all the ethics and stuff. So they're going to be moving away, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of men who get pissed off about the fact that they can't do horrible things in GTA anymore. Why would you want to rape somebody anyway, you fucking weirdos? Get a life! Yeah, I said what I said.
I mean, the thing is, like, do you really need that level of stuff?
No!
Games anymore?
We didn't need it to begin with.
No, it was very much a niche thing that they added it into the game, because I don't think it was actually in anything else until they came along. So
it was a male fantasy power trip. That's what that was there for.
I'm okay with general murder.
Murder's fine.
But don't need to murder a sex worker. I mean, it's been done enough, you guys. Just,
They were doing it in the 19th century. I mean, come on. Jesus.
So
Jack the Ripper.
Let's make a joke about Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper DLC coming to GTA 6.
They should do like a UK-based GTA, right?
I think the first one was.
Don't queue for everything and apologise every time we got in the way and then call them a cunt.
I definitely think the first one.
You're
I don't know
under
if
your
it's the
breath.
second one as well. But number 1 was set in London.
Is
Like
it?
the original GTA was set in London.
Yeah.
I don't play
there was one set in
GTA.
London.
It's the top-down original view
Ah.
game. Because you had the minis with the fucking Union Jack on the roof.
Oh, Jesus.
You had, right, so Vice City's Miami,
Yep.
right? Los Santos is LA. Liberty City's New York. The only ones in the GTA series at the moment, right?
Yes. Believe so.
Cool. See, London. Call it Londinium or something. I don't know.
Oh, very original.
Cockneyville.
Londonderry.
That's a completely different place altogether.
It's just over there. Literally, like 15 minutes from me. Londonderry, I think.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
it's
talking about the one in Ireland, but sure.
Anyway, I think they should do one in London, and the traffic should just literally be stop start.
Stand still. You're better
Get out
off
of the
using the
way!
tube to get places. than
Oh
steal
my
cars.
god.
Literally steal a tube train.
No, you got to pay for your oyster.
Yeah,
Don't want to get caught out.
you
Not paying your
can't
oyster.
like you're British, man. There's only a certain level of badassery you can do. Like you've still got to be polite. You still got to pay for everything. Unless
There
it's
were literally no way
unless
you could
you're
steal
nicking
a car.
sweets from Woolworths.
That's why it went under. That's why it doesn't exist anymore.
Just there with your pick and mix, like put a chocolate bar in there.
Just give me a game mechanic where I can grumble under my breath at people that walk really slow in front of me. Just fucking move. Just fucking move.
So rude.
And then you go
I'm not one word of a lie. When I was walking down with one of the guys from work to the car park, somebody was like walking right in the middle of the pavement really slowly, and we both were just like, they were like, "Oh, sorry," and mumbled out the way, which is like, "It's fine, sorry, it's hurry." God.
When it's like 4 people in a row and you can't get past them, and you're like, could you walk any slower? Could you?
Can you
The worst part
Jesus
is when
Christ.
it's like a group of 4 or whatever walking towards you,
Oh,
and you then have to step into the road or onto grass to get around them because they don't want to break single fucking.
it's because they all want to hold
each other.
hands.
Fucking just step behind someone, let me get past you.
Literally, as soon as you walk onto that road, you just go, "Fine, I'll get run over then."
Oh, this grass is really wet.
Oh, my shoes are muddy.
I've got a booty now.
Guess I'll put these in the washing machine when I get home.
It's alright, I didn't want to live anyway. So God, we're all passive aggressive. It's awful.
What? I got the worst one. Walking really, really slowly. Okay, they're walking really, really slowly, and then they just stop.
Oh.
I'll just stop right in front of you with a pushchair as well.
Or they're on their phone and they walk into you when they're walking and not looking where they're fucking going.
But then we still say sorry for them doing it.
Sorry. God, on the phone.
This would
Jesus
be
Christ.
like the ultimate GTA game.
It's just called GTA Londis.
Londis local. Coming to get you penny sweets.
You have to, like, the Londis shuts down, you have to go to the co-op.
Like your 3 characters are all just. Your 3 characters, one of them's got to be a disgruntled old person.
Wow, these young people today, they don't know how good they've got it. In
But they're the
my
kind of
day,
person-
we had one piece of bread to last a week.
But they're the kind of person that slow down on purpose. For
Oh,
people
yeah.
behind them.
You can't, as that person, you can't physically run. So you can either do really slow or on normal pace.
Yeah, it's like reverse running. You slow down. Please
And
press
then-
the D sprint button.
And then you get a mobile.
Yes.
Run them all
Yeah,
down.
That's it. You just pull another old person out of it, sit in it, and drive off. Then you get 2 stars.
Mine.
But the police can't arrest you because you're old, so they're just like, well, don't do it again. And
Yeah. Well, no, because it wouldn't be the police in the game either. It'd just be the what are they? The community officers.
Oh,
The ones without actual power.
well, that wasn't very nice, was it? Come on, mate. I'm just trying to help.
I'd play
London
this.
Racer and it's like, next warning, you're coming with me.
Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest!
Have guns in the game, you only have knives.
I mean, that's
It's
very
knife crime.
topical. That's very topical. No, yeah, but if
Am I
or,
wrong?
it's not, or you don't have guns, you just have pepper spray. Get back! I'll use this. As you got a hostage. Step back.
Oh, make their eyes sting! Ah,
They will need so many wet towels.
when you get to 5-star, it's the guard that come after you. You know, the guy in the hat. The guys in the hats.
Oh, the beef eaters.
The queen is personally hunting you down.
Completely still.
Just in the Queen-mobile gang. One will have you.
The beef eaters are like, you know, when you have that invisible wall that don't let you go any further in the game, like when you hit the edge of the game, that's just a wall of beef eaters.
Yeah.
Which they're up and.
And you actually get locked up in the Tower of London if you get.
Oh yeah. Wait. Unnamed Productions has got another banger on its hands.
I mean, mate, just make it. It's so good at game. Literally, if any game developers or what, if these games start turning up,
I'm gonna be listen. We have the recordings, okay? We can come after you. They are freaking date marked.
Yeah. You hear me, Rockstar? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Stop thinking our ideas, all right?
Oh, right. Before we go on with this, do you have news, Bendy?
Yeah. But sweet.
You forgot what we were doing, didn't you?
Ubisoft have cast so they announced the game Avatar. Don't really care about that, to be honest with you. Cancelled the Splinter Cell VR title at Recon Frontline and
Shocking.
2 unannounced titles because they don't feel that they'll make any money. Basically, is the article that I read. They're just like, we don't think these are financially viable in the new in the way that games are going. So what's the point in investing our money in it? That's a good thing in a way because they're thinking about the consumer and what's going to be good for the consumer rather than. Well, I guess not.
They're capitalists. They're thinking about their bottom line.
But at the same time, they've been like they could just release the games for the sake of releasing the games to earn a little bit of money, whereas they're looking at it as a case of it's just not worth it, even if it would earn us a little bit of revenue.
I guess they're maybe at the point of development where they haven't spent that much money on it, and it's going to take them a lot more money to actually get it to release. And they're not going to then make their money back.
Yeah, it's probably just pre-production they were in. So they've done their design, they've done like a base walkthrough of what could happen, maybe some paper templates on it, but they haven't gone into full production on it.
Well, they had one of them that got cancelled. I can't remember what one you said it was. It's like the battle.
Frontline?
That's the one. That's their battle royale game that they were going to bring out. That was like free to play and everything. But it got absolutely slandered when the trailer came out. Like everyone was like, "You serious? This is what you're going to give us?" And then they actually took the trailer down.
Surprised me.
I do then wonder what 2 other unannounced games are, because I would imagine they would be like. If you think about it, Splinter Cell VR not massive, you know, Splinter Cell. How about that? Just bring out another Splinter Cell. And they got canned. I would imagine maybe the next 2 ones were FPSs, and that is not the way that we feel personally. Any like Call of Duty killers out there anytime soon. And I think Battle Royale is waning a bit. So I say back to their roots. Maybe we're going to do maybe more story-driven games, or you know, something along those lines. Maybe they're actually looking at that are actually going to make money, which is going to be hopefully good for us in the end. They make some games fitting in with the current state of gaming. Maybe.
So
maybe they bring out the hack game.
It makes me wonder with the 2 unannounced games that got cancelled. Like obviously with them, they could have easily given us the names, but like, are they looking at it like, right, we can say we've cancelled these games, go back, look at them again, and then maybe further down the line we then bring them back, and no one has to know that these were the games that got cancelled at some point.
But I guess they wouldn't if they're not announced at the moment. What's the point in giving names of games that they've now cancelled? At least we know it's not. I want to say Beyond Good and Evil. Is that not one they're working on that everyone thinks is just never going to come out?
That's one that's been basically in development for like my
Hell.
entire lifetime. So
Yeah.
we've had what I remember. What it must be like 5-6 years ago now. We got that trailer for it.
At
And then
E3.
Yeah, and then we got a little bit of like gameplay trailer, and then we've had like nothing since again.
Yeah.
But like from I know obviously they can make the gameplay trailers and everything look good because it's only like a small portion of the game that you're showing off. Like if you concentrate on that specifically for showing off this game to try and get hype for it, because that's the thing as well. They're not going to just show off like a shit trailer. I mean, I say that. The other game they did, Ghost Recon, whatever it was. But I mean, it looked good. That's the thing. The gameplay footage they put out looked good, but yet we've heard still nothing from it. It's just, I think it could be one of these games that takes so long to come out, and then when it comes out, it's just crap.
Probably.
And it's
A Duke
just like,
Nukem 3D.
yeah, it's unfortunate because Beyond Good and Evil, the first one, fantastic game. I absolutely loved that game, and it was quite exciting to see.
Oh,
we've lost you, and we've moved.
sorry.
Yes, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it does actually come out. Maybe that's one of the ones that they cancelled and said unnamed game.
Unnamed game, yeah. Oh my god, they stole our game.
The article said unannounced, but we could be the unannounced game podcast.
We're the unnamed game podcast.
Basically, what we are, to be honest.
Unannounced, yeah.
We announce games that will come out.
Yeah, will you watch in 2 years' time? All of the things that we've ever said.
I mean, as long as we get like credit and some revenue from it,
royalties.
Some royalties wouldn't go amiss.
So some kind of developer needs to just listen to this podcast and think, "Come and hire us." I mean, we're the ideas.
Just to make the ideas.
Directors.
There's nothing else we can do.
These guys have got ideas.
Creative directors. They don't need From my understanding, watching Mythic Quest, they don't need to know how to do anything. They just need the ideas. I am Iron Grim.
Yeah, that's basically it. And then your producer comes along and goes, yeah, this is going to take too long. We need to cut it.
Well, I'm just still the ideas guy. The producing to you, Nettle. Like,
if you're not good enough to make this game a reality, that's not my problem.
I want it.
It's a conversation, yeah.
Do it. You can't. I just need you to do it.
Oh, God.
It's a trash can.
Fine.
Trash
this isn't causing me anxiety and stress grief.
Nettle does this at work. She doesn't need it at home too.
I don't need to hear your negativity. Just do it.
You are putting my feng shui off right now.
And everybody wonders why I actually don't want to be in business with you two.
I mean, generally, that's not how I would actually be, because I understand, but I'm making a joke. And when you have to explain the joke, it no means it's funny.
No, you don't have to explain anything. It's just my brain just tripped. Like, yeah, this is a conversation that I understand.
This is the only conversation that happened with me and But seriously, they just fucking do it.
Go fuck yourself.
Love you.
It's fine.
I love you more.
We might see one of our unnamed games appear in from Nettle's company in a few years' time. Anyone got any idea for a good game? Nettle just goes, I've got a couple.
Have you thought about GOT?
Just listen to these podcasts, and then hire my friends.
I'll move to Guildford.
Nothing actually, but sure.
Basically the same.
Basically the same. We've enveloped them.
Basically the same place. I mean, yeah. Who's even heard of Godalming anyway?
Literally no.
Apart
Wow, no,
from
that's
me,
not true
so-
because The Holiday was filmed there. The only Christmas film that I care for, apart from the Muppets
The
Christmas
what?
Carol, with
The
Cameron
Holiday.
Diaz and Kate Winslet and Jude Law and
Jack Black.
Jack Black.
It's a quality film.
You said Muppets, and that's all I needed to hear. Muppets Christmas Carol, the best version of the Christmas Carol.
It's the best
Ever
Christmas
to have
film
been
ever.
done.
It's the best
Just
Christmas
the
film ever.
greatest.
It's the best.
No.
It's the best Christmas
No.
film ever.
If you say Elf, I'm gonna find you and punch.
Oh
you.
no, he's gonna say
It's
Die
so
Hard.
Fucking
Even though
overrated.
Die Hard
It's
is
not-
the best Christmas film.
it's not about Christmas, it's just set at Christmas.
While I agree, Die Hard is a great Christmas movie.
No, it's not a Christmas
I
film.
agree. You could say
It
the
is a
same
Christmas
about
film.
Home Alone,
No, I don't like Home Alone.
but it's still a
We
Christmas
are
movie.
accepting applications for a new host.
But I do. I watch it every single year without
Same.
fail.
Same.
But yes, it can't fight you. Can't fight it. Can't fight
Muppets
it.
Chris-
It's the fucking
Muppets
best.
Christmas Carol.
Like
After all, there's only one must sleep till
one more sleep
Christmas.
till Christmas. And I'm putting it out there. I fucking hate Christmas. It's the worst time of
Yeah.
year. The absolute worst. But I still love it. We got with this
Big bottle of
tangent around
wine, big load of mince pies. Tradition in my household. Me and my sisters, no matter where we are, we also
Yeah,
sit
you're-
down.
You're gonna come to the Muppets sing along.
I do need to go with you. I do.
You're gonna come. You're
Um,
gonna have a great time.
I'm
We're gonna
gonna
have
have
Bubba
the best time.
Gumps, and then we're gonna watch the Muppets. Because we haven't done it since the
this
pandemic.
COVID. Muppets for me.
Muppets for me.
Christmas Muppets for me.
It looks really, really disappointed in us. Anyway,
That's the
Podcast.
thumbnail right there.
Yes, we do a thing on this podcast. It happens every single time.
It happens
the
just
host.
once a year.
The host, which is me this time, poses a question, which we then all answer. My question is, and Tempest helped me out with this, but also so down because I have no imagination. But I switched up a bit. So I'd like to know this week, please, what your favourite video game city / that sort of just a big metropolis kind of place it is, what your favourite is, and to add on to that, what would you change about it? If you could change one thing about it, what would that be? Everyone just looked so confused. So Tempest, tell me how it's not something from Overwatch.
It's not something from Overwatch because everything in Overwatch is actually based on a real place. Apart from Horizon, I guess. I will just give I've got an honorable mention. I'm sure I had two, but I've forgotten one of them. To Gotham City. As much as it's
Fair.
a comic, from a comic, it is still in a video game.
Yeah, that's
and-
not the reason for my face.
Okay. I know. I just love the way that they designed it. like it's not necessarily in Arkham Knight, but in Arkham City when it was all kind of like were.
Full of crazy people.
Yeah. So I still like it.
And we'd fit in well.
I want to be friends with Batman.
I want to be friends with
Yeah,
the man because he's the best. Anyway, carry on.
I cannot. I did have a third one, but it's gone already. But like the one I've chosen,
Let's just say that Bendy's face was brilliant. It paused on the best fucking thing.
Shit, when I watch this podcast back.
But my choice, I don't know why I've got a pointy pen now, but I have.
And-
My choice is actually Sanctuary from Borderlands 2. Not necessarily a city, but it's like a settlement, so I'm taking it.
That's fine. You know, a
Yeah.
city settlement is fine. Yeah.
Center, it's
And-
fine.
Just because of the sheer amount of like brilliant characters that are in this small it's very much like a tight-knit community as well, which I think is what I know. You got like the odd NPC that's walking around, but they're all like Crimson Raiders and things like this. But you've got all these great characters that you just want to talk to all the time in it. And my one thing I would change from it is I would like why the hell not? Why is Tiny Tina and Torg not living in fucking Sanctuary?
You're
Everyone
missing
else is
another
fucking
one.
there.
You're missing someone else too. Ellie.
Oh yeah, Ellie.
She lives outside.
She does. You're correct. I mean, she's still kind of in the area.
Yeah.
In the
But
vicinity.
yeah, no,
you know.
obviously when it comes to Borderlands 3, Sanctuary becomes a ship, and everyone's there then, except for Torg and Titina. I suppose Brick and Mordecai aren't around, but you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Like, if you just put like those three main characters that are brilliant personalities into Sanctuary with everyone else, you wouldn't want to talk to anyone else. You wouldn't want to leave because
You wouldn't.
you'd have I would just sit back and just watch the interactions between all these people all the time.
I'm gonna put another one on my honorable mentions list. There is quite a few, but the creator of Bad Attitude, that's now on my because the creator of Bad Attitude just Mr. Talk.
That's what I mean.
He's the greatest.
I'd love to just sit there in the bar and watch Mr. Torg and fucking Brick try and have a conversation.
Oh dear.
It'd be so funny because, like, I mean, without obviously the ones that die in the story or whatever, but like all the Vault Hunters that are in the game as well, like they're all like great personalities. It's like they're so funny. Like, can you imagine just fucking Krieg walking around Sanctuary, chatting shit to himself? Because like the best thing is like, obviously when they did these unveiling trailer, it was him narrating it inside his head, but he was talking eloquently with like such a nice voice. And then it's like he goes like, what's it? He's trying to talk to Lilith, I think, and he walks up and tries to talk to her, and he just says, "I want to ride your meat bicycle." And it's just like that's not what he was thinking, but it's fucking brilliant.
Have you played the Fustercluck?
No.
Which is a Borderlands 3 DLC. It's when you're in Krieg's head.
Big head, yeah.
It's actually a really, really good DLC because you get to see him, his two sides of him, which I think is quite cool. And it's called the Cluck. Yeah, which everyone knows is a clusterfuck.
Yes.
And it really is.
But yeah, that was my choice, and
I like it.
Predominantly just down to the people that live there.
Didn't even think about Sanctuary wasn't even on my list of honorable mentions. How I'm disappointed in myself.
It's fine. I got you back.
Thank you. Nell? What you got?
I also
There you
have a
go.
couple of honourable mentions. One is probably very obvious, and the other one is just because I want to live my best barbarian life. Honourable mention number one, I'll go with the last safe city from Destiny 2, which is neither the last safe city or a safe city, really, but it's home to Guardians everywhere. It's our hub. We love it. We know where everything is. We know where the ramen shop is. We know how to throw ourselves off the tower. It's fine. We come back. And it'll always have a special place in my heart, even though we're probably gonna lose it next year. And my second honourable mention, which is actually linked to my actual place, is Kertrolda from The Witcher 3, which is obviously on the islands, the Irish islands. It's the friendly place. They've got the on Crate clan that are there, and it's just like the most wholesome place. Like, it's family and it's roast. It's like massive banquets and fires, and it snows, and it's just my level, like, spiritual playing field of where I just like to end up in life, is just having banquets with fires and jousting with people and throwing axes, and yeah. But my absolute favourite place in a game, which I always cannot wait to go to when I start the game, but I do have a gripe with it, which I think will become fairly obvious when I said, is Novigrad from The Witcher 3. I think it's as a concepted city, it's very well rounded. It's got different districts, it's got different places, it's got a whole like inside, and then it's got a whole outside into the countryside. It's beautifully rendered, it's beautifully thought out. There are so many quests in there, there's so many people to talk to, there are nooks and crannies and secrets all over the place. I just freaking love it. But the very obvious thing that I would change from it is I would not have the witch hunters there at all. They can go fuck off, ta-ta, bye. Because obviously without them we wouldn't have the pogroms, and we wouldn't have witches and all manner of other mysterious creatures being burnt alive, because guess what, we're all fucking basically racist cunts. So that would be what I change. Just get rid of them. And Novigrad, which is meant to be like this city that doesn't actually take sides. It's like we don't go for any king or like any other region. We're our own city. Like, we'll trade with all of you, but we're not getting involved. But then all of a sudden, The Witcher 3, it's like, oh yeah, Radovid's kind of getting involved here, and we've got witch hunters killing. And it's like, off. This is such a nice city. Like, you've got everything. You've got a port district with lots of seamen roughing each other up, and the bar there where everybody wants to drink with you, and then you've got, you know, like the temple district. What?
Demon.
Wow. For me?
For me?
It's funny of how recent I've been playing The Witcher 3, and that didn't even enter my head when I was trying to think of places.
Oh, anywhere in The Witcher 3, I will always be happy with. I love Beauclair. It is a beautiful setting. It's a gorgeous, like, the artists in that, the 3D artists, I should absolutely, it's beautiful. But it's too hot for me. It's sunny all the time, and I don't like that. I love the snow, but can you imagine in the middle of fucking winter trying to get up that fucking mountain on Kertrolda? No, I'm good about that, mate. But Novigrad, it's like, it's the right temperature all the time. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's sunny. It doesn't really snow there, but I'm sure I could make that happen, you know, just employ a witch. But it's just like, it's got so much going on. It's like, it's a gorgeous city. It has cobbled streets, and it's got vendors all over the place, and you've got like performers, you've got the poorer area in it as well. It's just, you know, how it goes. And you've got the richer area. Guess what, was fine, we'll eat the rich. But you've got all of the, like, the stuff in between, and there's so many pubs, so many inns and taverns. Nobody could ever be upset by that. But yeah, I just think it's, as a city, it's a really well balanced city in what they did with it. And then they've, you know, for the storyline, fine, whatever. They've got this, like, horrible massacre that's happening, but we'll just ignore that. It's fine. We'll just push it into the background. But then, like, you can go to the country, like, it's not just this massive city. You can go literally out one of the exits and you're in the countryside with this, like, nice river that goes down, or you can go to the beehives or the forest that's right next to it. I love it. As a game place, it ticks all of the boxes, minus the massacres, and it's just really well done. Like, I couldn't... Every time I play The Witcher 3, I cannot wait to go to Novigrad, and I always end up going back there and spending so much time doing stuff. Yes.
Good.
Very good.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Liked it. Right. For me,
How many freaking memorable on...
She's got a fucking list out.
I was going to say, she's written it down.
I have, because my memory's actually freaking terrible. And what I missed from here, London from Syndicate. I'm giving that an honourable mention. I hate London. I hate London now. I fucking hate it. But London in Syndicate is great. Castletown from Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you're a child. You're an adult. I really like Castletown when you're an adult because it's really fucking dark. Clocktown from Majora's Mask, obviously. Majora's Mask is my favourite game. Kakariko Village, each version of Kakariko Village in all of the Zeldas. Rapture. Gonna give a honorable mention to Rapture. All of these towns are fucking dark. Dunwall. Dishonored, obviously. And also the other one in Dishonored 2, which name I can't remember, but S, I think. Anyway, that one's good too. And then finally, Megaton from Fallout 3. But my actual favorite city, or well, it's more of an island, is Windfall Island from Wind Waker. So I went Zelda, you guys.
I was going to say,
I
it's just
actually did it.
It's all
Kelsey,
Zelda
please.
all the time.
So everybody knows that Zelda's my favorite game series, but I don't talk about Wind Waker all that much. And what about Windfall Island? It's the main hub island in Wind Waker. And there are some really, really nice islands in Wind Waker in general. Like Dragon Roost is a really cool island as well, and I could choose that honorable mention. But what I think it's a similar thing to you, Tempest, is the people in that island. So Tingle is there, and when you find him, that's like the picture box sort of side quest is a really cool side quest. Just how colourful it is, and like all of the different things that you can do. There's so much to do in that tiny little island. Most of the side quests are there, and it's just so pretty and populated, and there's just so many different characters. And like one of my favorite places in it is the auction house. That's a really cool little area you can go to, and then like also at different times things happen. So if you go there at night and stuff, and it's really cool. You have to break into it, and there's different places so you can go in different parts of the island at different times, and it's just such a pretty island. And my change to it would be to have more pigs. There's only like pigs, and I just want, because the pigs in Wind Waker are the cutest. They're just like little round balls. And there's like that really fat one on Outset, which is like the starting island. And I feel like those, and running around and just like picking up a pig and running around with it is one of my favorite things to do in Wind Waker. So yeah, that's my favorite place, and I'm gonna play Wind Waker.
Yeah, I want to go back.
More bacon.
Bacon.
I do fucking love bacon, guys. Bacon is so good. You beat me bacon? That bacon.
Bacon?
That's it, I think, guys.
That's a really wonderful assortment of cities. and places.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Like, there are just so many that I really like. If I chose Clock Tower, which I was very close to doing, because Majora's Mask, and it would be the moon isn't gonna fall. We get to have the festival. That's what it's gonna be. But I chose Wind Waker because no one talks about Wind Waker enough, even though it is a very
It is the Zelda game that I would like to play the most, but I don't think it's on Switch, is it?
yet. I imagine because they've done the SNES, the NES, the SNES, and the N64, that you will get a GameCube expansion soon. And if they don't put Wind Waker, they'll be very silly not to.
Well, it kind of is it a bit weird that they went straight to Skyward Sword remaster?
Well, they remastered Wind Waker for the Wii U, so they've already remastered it.
Remaster it.
Nintendo, give us the rights. With Wind Waker, though, you don't really need to remaster it. Like,
no,
it holds up. It holds up. They did hardly anything to the Wii U version of it because it didn't need it because of the art style. So really, we just need a decent Switch, I think. And I would pay £75 for that game. I don't give a shit. Give it to me, please.
Jesus.
It's so good. It's such a good game.
So good.
So good.
I judge the way games look by water physics, and the water.
It's pretty harsh.
Because it is quite hard, but a game's really good when the water looks really good, and even the art style that Wind Waker is, the water is so good. I love the water in that game. Anyway, we weren't talking about that. We're talking about it's the sea. The sea is my favourite city in games. The sea in Wind Waker.
I would like to go in the sea, please.
I think that's it, right?
Really?
I think we're done, yeah.
I still have a cough from paper, guys. I don't know if you noticed.
It has gone down since last week, though.
Yeah, a lot better than it was. Let's say goodbye to our wonderful listeners. We love you. We absolutely think you're the best, and why you come back every week, we are on social medias to mostly T_U_G_P. Follow us.
Do it.
At us.
Do
Let
it.
us know things. If you're a video game developer, you want to make one of our many excellent ideas, tweet us and we'll do it. We're on Twitch. Twitch.tv/the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. And hear those mugs over when we finish the rest of Dusk Force, because we're gonna do that. We're gonna do it on Twitch, and you can go watch the VOD.
Go watch the VOD. It's funny. It's absolute chaos.
Absolute chaos. Specifically, when I really needed to pee, was a great time. Can you pause it, please, Tempers? Right near the end of the chapter, because I really need
a wee.
I need a wee.
Daddy, I need to go potty.
We're on Instagram and TikTok, the Unnamed Gaming Podcast. We put little previews on there, which I always find really fun. That's it, right?
Twitter?
Where are you guys? Yeah, I did Twitter.
Twitter first.
T_U_G_P.
I just want to hear you say again.
Smashed it, mate. Smashed it out of the park. Didn't even get it wrong.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10, isn't it,
Nettle.
Dix?
That's not true. You were here.
Oh. I'd be outraged, but I'm actually proud of you.
So, you can find me in all disrespectable websites and also burning the fuck out of Tempus. And you can find
Where?
him
No, where can we find you?
in all disrespectable websites.
I thought you was going to give your actual name as well. You just
Now
got to
create,
search.
you
You
guys.
just
Just
got to
no,
search
it's just
Burning Tempest. and it'll come up.
Burning
Just-
Tempest and it comes up.
Hashtag Burn Tempest. Burning Tempest.
Nettle creates everywhere.
Tempest.
you can find me in A&E getting cold wraps from said burns, and also on the internet under Tempest B.
Today's third degree, baby! Boom! And I'm Bendy Ben's costuming everywhere. You can see me doing this. Thumbnail. We're on YouTube. If you're listening to our voices,
Like right now.
we're on YouTube.
As you hear us,
Wait.
we are on YouTube. We've been sat there for half an hour waiting for you.
I'm not here.
Yes. Why are you leaving us?
We have appointments to keep, you know.
It's a Saturday. I have a family. I'm married.
I have kids, but if you want them, just email me.
Just ask. My husband is also up for sale. Just say.
The Unnamed Gaming Podcast at gmail.com.
Yep.
That's we do
All
have
business inquiries.
Yeah. Unnamed boot sale.
I mean, if you want to sponsor us,
Yeah. Please
we're
actually get in
excellent.
touch.
It must be suitable for adult audiences only, because you can't have kids on here.
I mean, when do we get the call for best feeds? Come on.
I mean, I cannot wait to get
Raid?
our first Raid Shadow Legends sponsor. So,
Guys, we've been playing Raid. That's what we've been playing.
what have you been playing this week, guys? Raid Shadow Legends.
So, have you heard about Raid Shadow Legends?
Did you know we've actually got a code if you wanted to try it yourself? See, we could do this, Raid. We could do this.
Listen
Link in
to
the
us. We need this in our life.
We are not above selling our souls to Raid.
I am not above selling Tempest to Raid.
Wait, what's the other one? Brooklyn. Hello Fresh.
Oh, hello, Fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been
Anyway,
afraid
I've been
to
offered
just
that.
turn the oven on. But
been
Hello
offered
Fresh
that,
made me
but-
do it. Oh, have you?
Yeah, but it's like it's weird. You have to do like two-hour streams, but you have to stream as yourself for an hour first, and then for the next 2 hours, you then have to use their like overlays and things like that. And I'm just like, it's too much effort. I'm fine.
Anyway, goodbye.
Bye.